Does the Jerónimos Monastery have life-saving powers? Religious buildings are considered miracles by believers, who hold that frequent visits can purify the soul and extend life. Sometimes, it seems that heaven affirms this belief through real events, demonstrating that sincerity leads to miracles. In the early 16th century, King Manuel I of Portugal began constructing the Jerónimos Monastery. The devout king spared no expense, using approximately 70 kilograms of gold annually for its construction. To ensure quality, he preferred a slower pace of work over cutting corners for speed. Thus, the Jerónimos Monastery took 80 years to build. Once completed, it immediately became Portugal's most magnificent and grandiose monastery. The public gathered at its entrance, marveling and praising the king's foresight. The monastery, located at the harbour entrance of Lisbon, Portugal's capital, also gained a place in the hearts of foreigners. Many devout visitors from other countries came to pray there. On a Sunday morning in 1755, ominous twisted clouds filled the sky, and the atmosphere felt uneasy. Even the birds were unusually restless, flying around as if trying to warn people. Yet, no one paid attention. It was Sunday, and the faithful, including royalty, hurried to the monastery for Mass. This is thanks to the old king, giving us such a wonderful royal monastery, many in the royal family thought as they glanced at the statues of Manuel I and his wife kneeling at the west gate, filled with silent admiration. As everyone gathered, the priest began the service. Just as everyone closed their eyes in unified prayer, the ground erupted with a thunderous roar. Panic ensued, and the ground began to shake violently. Help! Many tried to flee the church, but could barely stand, let alone run. They could only extend their arms in futile cries for help. The royal members in the Jerónimos Monastery experienced the same terror. Unable to move due to the intense shaking, they knelt under their seats, tearfully praying for divine protection. That day, many hoped for a miracle. Unfortunately, God seemed especially cruel. All other churches collapsed, resulting in significant casualties among the congregants. Miraculously, only the Jerónimos Monastery remained intact, suffering merely some cracks in its walls. Consequently, everyone inside the monastery survived. The royal family, upon learning about the earthquake's devastation, were astonished. Grateful to the monastery for saving their lives, they generously funded its repairs. The public, upon hearing of the monastery's miraculous survival, held it in even higher esteem. Although the monastery began to decline after its use ceased in 1833, it remains one of Lisbon's iconic landmarks.